Welcome to our Monday evening devotions for the Lutheran Saints in Ministry. I am Pastor Craig Fourman, one of the co-pastors here at Abiding Christ. Tonight's text is from the book of Mark, the 13th chapter, sometimes called the Little Apocalypse. I want to read a portion of it for you right now. As Jesus came out of the temple, one of the disciples said to him, "Look, teacher, what large stones, what large buildings." Jesus asked him, "Do you see these great buildings? Not one stone will be left upon another. All will be thrown down." When he was sitting on the Mount of Olives opposite the temple, Peter, James, John, and Andrew asked him privately, "So tell us, when will this happen? When will the signs that these things are about to be accomplished come to pass?" And Jesus said to them, "Beware that no one leads you astray, for many will come in my name and say, 'I am he,' and they will lead many astray. When you hear of wars and rumors of wars, don't be alarmed. This must take place, but the end is still to come. For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be earthquakes in various places. There will be famines. But this is merely the beginning of the birth pangs." I'm hearing this question more and more frequently these days. Are we living in the end of days? Let me give you my standard Lutheran answer to that very important and complicated question. Yes, we are, and no, we are not. We tend to ignore what Jesus says to us about the end of the days because we don't like it. But let us remember that Jesus came preaching about the end of days, or whatever his world imagined the end of days to be like. But he also come to say to us, yes, they are here, but they're nothing like you think. So is it the end of the world as we know it? Well, it's pretty much been the end of the world as I know it on any given Monday in my entire adult life. These past few decades have been exhausting. Assassinations, wars and rumors of wars, exploding spaceships, collapsing towers, terrorist attacks, unthinkable gun violence against children and innocent people, thousands dying of disease and hunger, economies failing, fights within the church about abortion and sexuality that have sapped our energy and diverted our mission. And a pandemic for dessert. Good gracious. Now a land war in Europe. For the first time in nearly a century, thousands dead, millions exiled or displaced. For the first time in 20 years, we are actually talking about nuclear war. For the love of God, if we cannot catch a break, could we at least stop and catch our breath? We have seen world wars and cold wars and wars on poverty and wars on drugs and civil wars and proxy wars and cyber wars and guerrilla wars. Has there ever been such a time in history? Well, yes, there has. Within 30 years of the resurrection of Jesus, the city of Jerusalem and its temple were torn down to the bedrock. Churches and monasteries, later on, were sacked and burned as priests and nuns were murdered and raped, and the Roman Empire fell. Barbarians invaded Europe, then the Black Death came, and millions died choking on their own blood. Oh, good times, good times. By the year 1000, we saw the rise of the Crusades, the first Holocaust of the Jews, where thousands were burned at the stake for their beliefs. The Catholic West, the Orthodox East, split apart over 2 Latin words in the Creed, forever ending the unity of the church. And Genghis Khan, well, he led his hordes roughshod over the civilized world, bringing destruction and pestilence in his wake. 500 years after that was the Reformation, and what a mess that was. It engendered 100 years of warfare in Europe that, along with the Black Plague, killed 25% of the population in less than 50 years. Oh, let's don't forget the Spanish Inquisition, which killed Christian and Jew alike. So yeah, the end of the world as we know it happens a lot. Look, I'm not trying to diminish what is happening right now. But in the larger scheme of things, it's just not all that unusual. I can't say if it's the end of days. Could be. But the truth is, it doesn't matter. Jesus birthed the church into the end of days. In fact, you could say he envisioned the church to minister to live among, to bring hope to the chaos of the end of days. By that standard, we are exactly where we need to be at exactly the right time. We have been presented with the opportunity to do what God called and equipped us to do, to hold people accountable, to speak the truth, and to bring hope to the world. So quit worrying about if it's the end of days, because this much you can be assured of. It's the exact time we are called to be the church in. Just do the work that God has called us to do. Hold people accountable. Speak the truth. Bring hope. And remember the words of Jesus from Mark 13 as you do. About that day, about that hour, no one knows. Neither the angels in heaven, not even the Son, only the Father. So keep alert, because you do not know when the end will come. Thank you and good night.